Good morning, students of Standard 9. Welcome back yet with another episode of History and Civics. Today in our topic we'll deal about with the Mauryan Empire. A brief outline of the Mauryan Empire. The Mauryan Empire was founded by Chandragupta Maurya in about 4th century BC and established a large and independent kingdom with the help of his chief advisor Chanakya or Kautilya. He established a very powerful kingdom and tried his level best to expand his kingdom to the almost whole of India. This task was again carried on by his son Bindusar. He also tried to keep the empire intact, extend the empire, carried on the policies like Chandragupta. But the more historical part comes with his son, Bindusar's son Ashoka, who has been considered as a very legend in the Indian history. And he carried on his enormous conquest and made almost the whole of India under his control. So today we are going to see what are the different sources to reconstruct the Mauryan Empire. What are the sources of our information regarding the Mauryan period? So this can be outlined, grouped into two groups, that is called the literary sources. The literary sources, okay? And the archaeological sources. So today we will deal about with the literary sources. The literary sources can be grouped into two parts, that is the Arthashastra of Chanakya, Indiga of Megasthenes. Clear? So what Chanakya was a very shrewd Brahmin, very clever and well educated Brahmin. So he became the guide and Prime Minister of Chandragupta Maurya and helped him in expanding his kingdom from the Nandas. So therefore, his book is supposed to be a valuable source of information regarding the Mauryan period. So why? Because the book is a treasure house of politics, rules of diplomacy and principle of administration. It deals about with all this politics, rules of diplomacy and the principle of administration. This book contains about 6,000 slokas and divided into 15 sections and 180 subjects, which deals with the different subjects of administration and politics, diplomacy, how to run the government, and all different branches of administration and politics are dealt in this book, written by Chanakya, also called Vishnugupta or Kautilya. Then this book originally was written in Sanskrit in 1909, but now you can get the English version also. It has been translated into English, and English version also you are getting. So this book serves as a source of information regarding the Mauryan period, way of life of the people, then the administration, the military administration, provincial administration, all these are specified in the book of Arthashastra written by Kautilya. Okay. Then second, we have Indiga of Megasthenes. So Megasthenes was a Greek ambassador at the court of Chandragupta Maurya. It is believed that he stayed in Pataliputra, or now called the modern Patna, for 5 long years, and he wrote about his impression over there, what he sees. He describes the king, the capital city, and wrote about his impression, what he saw and what he liked. So this also serves as a useful information regarding the Mauryan history or the Mauryan period. So it is believed that the original book had been lost, but some fragments have still been found by the Greek writers, and that has been piled up and made into a book. So the Greek writers, some fragments taken up from the Greek writers like Strabo, Avian and Daedalus. So from this we get the fragments, the parts that have been, and this constitute in making the history of the Mauryan period. So these are, in short, we call it the literary sources that refers to the Mauryan Empire. Now what are archaeological sources? Coming back to archaeological sources, we also group this into two different distinct features like the Ashokan edict and the Sanchi Stupa. Clear? Now what are edicts? Edicts are the royal orders or instruction of the king to his subject and are regarded as a unique creation of documents. So these edicts are royal orders issued by the king to his subjects, and they are also regarded as a unique creation of the documents. So these edicts are found in number of places all over India, in rock-cut temples, slabs, stones, clay tablets, where Ashoka inscribed certain rules and principles of his dharma. That means it describes about the principle of dharma. As you said, we know that when Ashoka renounced war after the terrible Kalinga war, he took up the Dharma Vijay instead of Digvijay. He gave up war and took up to Dharma Vijay, that means to live in harmony and peace. So for this propagation of his dharma, he issued royal edicts, and these edicts were put in different places for the people to read and understand. And there were also Dharma Mahamantras to explain these edicts to the people. So this mostly contains of the principle of Ashoka's dharma. So if you see, there are many rock-cut pillars or edicts that are issued by Ashoka. Therefore, they can be categorized into three distinct groups. Like they are the rock edicts of Ashoka. They are 14 in number and distributed in almost every part of India. Then the pillar edicts are 7 in number, and the cave inscription are also there. So these inscriptions or these edicts, they serve as a reliable source of information to reconstruct the history of the Mauryan period. So therefore, the Ashokan edicts also goes on to further. That means the Kalinga war had a lasting effect on Ashoka's life, and it was believed the sound of the war drum was stopped. That means the Digvijay or war was stopped, and he took up to non-violence. That is Dharma Vijay. That means taking back to live in common harmony and peace. And it's also believed that he gave up war, he gave up hunting, and all activities of hunting, killing animals, or doing inhuman atrocities to animals and human beings were stopped. And he took up to Dharma Vijay to live in peace and not to injure or live animals. Therefore, it is a great significance in reconstructing the history of the Mauryan period. Clear? Next we have the Sanchi Stupa. The Sanchi Stupa, what is a stupa? A stupa generally is a semicircular dome-like structure made of unburnt bricks and stones. And in the center, it has a Garbhagira, that is called, where the relics of the Buddha were kept. So it was believed that the Buddha's spiritual body were kept in the casket over there. That means his relics in the form of like hair, nails, teeth, etc. were kept in that dome or the stupa, the spiritual body. And the Sanchi Stupa was also built by Ashoka, and it is 45 kilometers from Bhopal in Madhya Pradesh. And the stupa also serves as an important source of information regarding the Mauryan period. The stupa contains the relics of Buddha and the Bodhisattvas, and it is made in a semicircular dome-like structure, and inside this the relics of Buddhas have been kept, and the pillar, the dome have been surmounted by pillars where the inscriptions of the Buddhas, the Jataka tales and the Buddha's previous life have been carved. There are 4 lofty gateways called the Gopurams, and in that it has been marked the tales of Jataka, the Buddha's previous life, the tales depicting the scenes from the Buddha's life. That is, the Jataka tales have been marked in that. So the Sanchi Stupa also reminds us of the great architecture and buildings that was constructed by Ashoka. He created numerous stupas all over the country, and the Sanchi Stupa to be a very famous one which has all the relics of Buddha kept here. In this stupa, the Buddha is shown by not by human figures, but like the inverted lotus or petals, it has been shown Buddha over there. So therefore it serves as an important source of information regarding the Mauryan period. So these are the 2 important sources that we get for the Mauryan period. So today's topic will be of the important sources, like literally and archaeological sources. Coming up next would be the establishment of the Mauryan Empire under the different Mauryan rulers after Chandragupta, and finally lasting till Ashoka. Till then, go through the topic, revise and take care of the important questions that are given. Look at the assignments and try to answer the questions. If you have any difficulty, you may please contact. Till then, be safe, take care, God bless you.